Welcome into the SMX Insider post-race show here in Rice-Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City, Utah. The championships have been concluded, the champions crowned, and there he is, Cooper Webb. A golden top for a golden moment. Full of emotion, full of reflection, and as he just told us on the podium, he never thought that he would be in this position again, but he is, and he's going to soak it up and make the most of it. Ricky James, that was an incredibly reflective moment, and we'll talk more about that. But for now, let's join Will Christian. Will, who have you found?
James's brother down here, and I said, James, your brother, you need to be up there every week, because apparently it's a lucky charm for you. Back to the podium, Malcolm. Fantastic race for you there. Fantastic season all around. Talk to me about tonight and just being able to wrap the season up this well.
It was awesome, right? Of course, huge shout out to Cooper Webb, winning a championship 3 times in a row. 3 times, that's awesome. That's a big accomplishment. And for me, Salt Lake City, I don't know why the fans just hyped me up, and I knew I had to give it everything I had. I wanted to get back up on the box. Last weekend kind of just stung a little bit, so I'm like, you know what, I'm giving it everything I got. This is the last race, round 17, so we're going to give it everything we got. And, huge shout out to Rox Energy Husqvarna Group, my mom and dad, and I know my brother's watching in the booth. Huge shout out to you, and just everybody, right? They've done a phenomenal job. Shout out to Scott Link at Helmet House, all the guys, and it's been one heck of a season, and I'm so proud and thankful that I've been able to get up here another time. And like I said, fans are awesome.
It's been great watching you, Malcolm. Your brother in the booth has asked me to ask you, what did you say to Cooper Webb there when you went up to him after the race was finished?
We keep that confidential. We don't forget where he came from, and at the end of the day, he's done a phenomenal job. So I'm gonna keep it there.
Thank you, Malcolm. Appreciate it.
Positive vibes all round, and a really good year for Malcolm. Not that it's over. Pro Motocross coming up, SMX playoffs, but a fantastic Supercross year for Malcolm, and that career high moment of getting that first 450 win. Tell the folks at home, Ricky and James, what's it like when you win a championship? What is Cooper Webb going through right now? Is it relief? Is it celebration? Is it somewhat, the cork is out of the bottle, like it's, oh.
Yeah, for me it was both. It was like a major load off my shoulders.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I never realized that I had mental stress until it was finally over. And then of course happiness, but it's almost like the mental load overcame what I thought should have been happiness. It was really bizarre, but obviously a special feeling. There's just so many emotions, so many things happening at once. That's what it was for me, James.
Stu, for you?
No, I agree. I mean, I remember I was so happy, but exhausted.
Yeah.
Exhausted. And I think Cooper Webb's in maybe even a different spot than we both have, because as you heard him on the podium, he didn't think this was ever going to happen again. So to have that, I felt like when I won my titles, I'm sure you did, that, look, I could probably get another one, but I mean, just look at him. He's happy. He's kind of zoned out. He's tired. But man, well deserved. 3 times right there. That's special. And
I don't think that we highlighted it en route to his victory. 3rd championship at the age of 29.
Yeah, that's saying something, and it's and I go through and I think about the competitors that he's raced against and what that's been like, and trying to step up. We talked about, James, you talked about Jet Lawrence being up there and how he made everyone else elevate the game. Cooper is one of those guys at the age that he's at, and having to take some risk.
All right, well, let's talk to another Cooper. This is Justin Cooper with JT.
Well, Justin Cooper, 3rd place in the championship points, which I know has to be a great feeling for you. But I want to talk about these last 2 races where you've been in this unenviable position of you're behind your teammate who's chasing a championship, but then you have Malcolm Stewart breathing down your neck as well. So give us some insight as to your thought process through that whole process for 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, of course, they got the championship battle going on, and me and Malcolm are having our own little points battle. So a lot going on out there. Yeah, it's been a great end to the season, 3 podiums in a row. So it's definitely special for me. I don't take those for granted, and it's just, huge congrats to my teammate on the championship. It's been an awesome 2 years with him, kind of learning the ropes from him and getting my 450 career started. And look up to him as a role model, and he's an awesome teammate. So yeah, it's always fun to. This year was cool to actually battle with him some, and not just be a distant guy in the pack. So learning it, and it's fun to battle these guys up front. It's tough. Everyone's riding really well, and yeah, Malcolm was definitely finding his stride out there. He was riding awesome tonight, not much for him. So yeah, another podium for me is awesome. Third in the championship is really special for me, and taking it to outdoors now.
Congrats. Third in the championship's a big step.
Thank you.
Big step at the conclusion of his second full season. Just his second full season.
I mean, I was just saying, he doesn't get the credit he deserves. I mean, he's done well in his first 2 years of the premier class, and I like how he rides. I think it suits the 450 well. He doesn't override the bike.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wouldn't have been shocked if he would have won one of these races.
Right.
That's how good he is. He will win one next year, and going to pro motocross, he'll be there as well. So yeah, I think he doesn't get the credit because he rides and speaks just like he was there, real quiet, just like, hey,
dude,
you just got third in the championship and one of the stack most hill. Be happy, Justin Cooper. So great ride by all of these guys. Congratulations, Cooper Webb and Justin Cooper as well.
That whole Monster Energy, right, Star Yamaha team. I mean, they've been a powerhouse for many years. It's incredible what they got.
Something that we bring you each and every week at the conclusion of the race meeting is the manufacturer points, combined 250 and 450, who does best on the day, and it all adds to the cumulative point structure over the season. So today, props to KTM winning the day over Yamaha by 2, but if we turn the page to the overall season, here it is.
Boom.
Just 28 the difference between Yamaha and KTM. The Blue Crew do it. They win the Manufacturer Points Championship for the Supercross portion of the year. JT?
Thank you, Lee, and I'm going to introduce again Director of Operations for Supercross, Mr. Bill Harris, to present the Manufacturers Cup.
On behalf of Monster Energy Supercross and the SMX World Championship, congratulations on the 2025 Manufacturers Cup.
Well, Mr. Jim Roach, Yamaha Racing Manager, tell us about this whole season. It's been fantastic, and Cooper Webb put the cherry on top here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Yamaha's very excited to receive the Manufacturers Cup. And since it's results that base what manufacturer collects the cup, I want to thank and congratulate Star Racing 450, Star Racing 250, Cooper Webb on clinching his championship, Hayden Deegan on clinching the 250 West Championship, and Club MX on the racing results they've achieved in Supercross this year. So thank you very much.
Great job, great season.
Thank you.
Well, look, and that means so much because you think of the manufacturer and the brand, but I want you to think about marketing staff, engineering staff, mechanics, team personnel that work so hard that never get seen. We won't ever know them, but so much goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's just go back 10 years ago, you know, and where Yamaha was. I mean, Cooper Webb left Yamaha, man. At one point, we were wondering, is Cooper Webb even a 450 rider? The way he was riding on that. So to have that opportunity to come back and win the title, and I would even say the 3 years that he's been riding for Yamaha, I mean, he's had a chance to win the title every single year. So just a shout out to obviously Cooper Webb, but Yamaha and Star Racing to change that whole brand, and now it's one of the most sought after bikes for people to ride, and it just continues to get better, Ricky.
100%, James, and you're exactly right. And the crazy thing about it, if you think, like, they bought the goat farm, okay? That place, they have transformed that place. It is like a massive sports organization over there. So when I see the results that they're getting, it's almost like they're leap years ahead of the other teams because of what they built. Everything is at that facility. The mechanics, the engineers, the engine department, the suspension department, their mechanics, the trainers, gyms, several tracks. This isn't by happenstance.
Yeah, and the history of this dude right here, winning championship.
And a key figure in that is Rich Simmons, who's standing by with Will.
That's right, Lee. And for Rich, this is the first title in that role as team manager. So huge congratulations to you, Rich, and the whole team. We were just chatting before the guys, when the guys were talking there. Ricky was just talking about the farm and how special everything was. But we were talking about a conversation that you'd had with Coop back at the beginning of the off-season here. Tell me about that and what you guys discussed and what you see coming to life right now.
Yeah, I mean, it was after we went to Paris. He showed some good speed there, racing jet, and we just talked about what we could improve on and kind of the rare company he would be in if he becomes a 3-time champion. So I know these guys have it in them to go do it, especially Coop, and that was kind of, wouldn't necessarily say a challenge, but, you know, all the credit to him for doing this. But I could see the look in his eye when we had that conversation, like he wanted to go do it, he was going to go do it, and whatever it took to make that happen. So all the credit to him and the team for this, and I can't thank all of them enough.
One quick question before I let you go. Have you ever had an athlete like Cooper Webb? To us, he's very unique. Have you ever been, is this just different?
No, he's a one of a kind for sure. I think all these guys at the top like him have their own way of doing things, but man, I watch my language, he's a gritty one, that's for sure.
Rich, thank you so much. Like I say, congratulations to you all. Enjoy the celebrations tonight. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Rich, congrats.
Welcome to the SMX Insider post-race show. We're at the stage right next to the podium. Jason Wagan, Adam Cianciarulo, Justin Brayton, and the Webb family is here to celebrate. That's the best toy you're gonna have. Yeah, hold that up.
Hold it up.
Hold it up. There we go. Tastes good. I'm sure it tastes good. I'm sure it feels good. We've been talking to your team and all the personnel. We saw the emotions up there. Even Bobby Regan with Star Racing standing right in front of us. I want to know the vision you had. This is the team that helped you as an amateur. You had to leave at one point. They didn't have a 450 program for you. Was this always in the back of your mind? If I could get back with these guys and get on their 450, I could get this third number one?
100%, man. They were a long time ago. Once again, when I was a 17-year-old kid, they were the only team in this paddock that gave me the opportunity. So to repay them at this level with a 450 championship, like you said, I was with KTM for so long, and just having a rebirth here at my team that is like a family to me, and to give them what I dreamed about for a long time, it just feels amazing. Bobby is like my grandpa, and it's just so special, man. This group is like family, and to be able to deliver them a championship and myself, and it's incredible, man. It really is.
And you said you didn't think that you were going to be here. You said you didn't think this championship was going to happen. We've seen you go to work. We've said over the years, oh, Coop doesn't have the speed. Jet comes in, Chase comes in. You're still here with the number one plate. How did you do that?
Well, I think, AC, as a racer, it's just that doubt, right? You have some off years, and you just, the last two for me, I've gotten so close, and I've given it my all, and just I wasn't able to do it. So I think it's just that doubt that always kept me going, of like, you know what? I'm gonna just keep going, and you never know what can happen. And it's talked about all the time. I'm not Jet, I'm not Chase, I'm not Eli, but I like to say I'm Cooper freaking Webb, dude. And I feel like I can get it done. And it's just like you just question that if you're ever gonna be a champion. In 21, that was like the best feeling in the world, and I just wanted to give this team and my family and just myself another championship. And it wasn't likely, right? Coming in to the year, it wasn't like I was number one on the list, right? And I used that as motivation to put myself there.
Coop, only 6 people in the history of the sport have ever won 3 or more championships. You're the 7th. But you did the first 2 not being a father. I've seen the emotions up there. She's sitting on your lap right now. You're a father of 2. This has to mean maybe a little bit more as a dad?
100%, man. I mean, JB, to just to wake up in the morning and set an example for your children, right? And just to do it for yourself, but do it for a bigger purpose, and to let them see. And hopefully, she's young, but hopefully one day remember that her dad's a champion, right? It's not going to be telling war stories on the recliner. She's got to see it in person, right? So it's special, man. And like you said, you have so many adversity throughout the years, and good years and bad years, and you come so close, and so many injuries, and just you don't know if you ever get there again. So to be able to just get here again at 29 years old is it's incredible.
Speaking of injuries, you kept this one close to the vest. We now hear the same type of thumb injury that cost you last year. You had that going in to this season. Did we find that out today?
Yeah, it was. We didn't want to talk about nothing because there's no excuses in this industry. You gotta go out there, rain or shine, and get it done. But yeah, I re-tore my UCL early December, so. Yeah, we were 50-50 on even if I was going to race. So there was conversations, and I told the boys, hey, I'm going out there, and just see what happens, and here we are.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. You mentioned the emotions of your team. I think people maybe forgot. 2023, the story was Eli Tomac appeared to have the title. Chase Sexton was second in points. Eli gets hurt. But the week before that, you were ahead of Chase Sexton in the standings. You had put yourself in that position. You were gone. We never got to ask what the emotions were. Then last year, coming so close. Just talk about those times where you got that close.
23 was tough, man, because it was, you know, it was Eli's title to win, in my opinion, you know, but I was second in line, right, and I was out early, and it just, when I got the news that next weekend, it was tough for me. It really was. It was something where I felt like I put myself in a position to challenge for that championship, and I wasn't able to get it done. And you know, last year Jet was straight up he won it and stuff like that. But like you said, when you, and I'm sure Chase will have the same feelings. When you have such a long season, you come so close. You have those what ifs, and just glad I don't have those what ifs right now, because that would have been a long night if so.
Well, Coop, we're going to let you celebrate. Thanks for giving us a little bit of extra time and really being a great champion in general. All the things you've done all year, soak that in. You never know, right? You never know.
Thanks to this guy right here.
I love it. I'm glad I could contribute, my friend. No, it's really, honestly, I take a lot of pride in watching you go out there and do your thing. And I knew from a very young age that you were going to be a special talent. So congratulations, man. I'm really happy for you.
Thanks, guys.
Congrats, man. Awesome to see it.
Let's go.
That's Cooper Webb, everybody. And yeah, he said
that was awesome.
You put that dog
that
in
was
him
awesome
when you guys were young.
Yep.
He was chasing you.
I knew it too. I knew it before everybody else knew it. I knew it. Something about Cooper, just something about how calm he is in the big moments. It takes rare ability to be able to block out the noise like he did from such a young age. I knew he was going to be good. Maybe not this good, maybe not 3 titles, but nonetheless, very happy for Cooper. It's really cool to see.
Impressive. We're going to get Hayden Deegan in here in a minute, but I think we want to send it back up, and we'll give you some highlights of how this final 450 race unfolded, and then we'll talk 250s.
450 highlights from the season finale in Salt Lake City, with the championship up for grabs. The head-to-head fight, Chase Sexton, Cooper Webb. The build-up was pretty cool, quite immense, but at the drop of the gate, who was there? Well, Webb was ahead of Sexton, but Plessinger was ahead of them all.
Yeah, Aaron Plessinger rode great that heat race. He was out front, was able to hold off Malcolm Stewart, but Cooper Webb just looked like a different rider in this main event than he did in the heat race, riding better, and was able to get around Aaron Plessinger here through the whoop section. Nice run through it, get up the inside of him, and at that point, he was out front, and then it was Chase Sexton's turn to try to get around him.
Well, it was. I mean, I love the aggression that the two of Cooper Webb had early on. A lot of intensity, but then the 4 of Chase Sexton's going to get by his teammate. Actually, Aaron made a mistake in that rhythm lane, but the 4 gobbled up that lead, that little lead that Cooper Webb had. And I was interested to see what was going to happen. He checks up here a little bit. Chase does. Cooper's, he's too smart to let anything like that, anything crazy go down.
Yeah, you just kind of knew at this point. Chase got a couple of gaps, and then it was Justin Cooper had a battle going on for third in the points with my brother. Was riding good all day long, riding better than he did in the heat race. He's able to get around Shane McElrath,
who had a really good start.
Oh, he was
opening laps.
Yeah, until right here. Just looks like, what is he? Initiates the turn. Oh, he gets a little sideways when he lands. You see that twitch?
Yeah, got
wasn't able to start.
Then his foot
or stop.
Off. Yeah,
that's right.
And he goes off, and then Malcolm Stewart wanted to get up into action here. This is for third place. Looked like Justin Cooper was getting hung up behind Cooper Webb. Malcolm goes in, not like his teammate RJ, gives him a room, let Justin know. I think Justin probably kind of sensed that, and then right after Cooper.
And there was nothing on the line there for Justin as far as if he lost the position to Malcolm. So great heads-up ride. Malcolm's going to make a really nice pass to get by Cooper up the inside. No contact there, but then Justin Cooper starts to insert himself back into the party, and this is a fun battle. I got to say, the last 4 weeks, the battle between Malcolm and Justin has been a lot of fun, a battle within the battle for the championship, and these guys have been riding incredible all season long. So after this, it was all a formality.
Crowd loved seeing that charge from Malcolm Stewart, but way out in front, It was Chase Sexton who clinched his 7th win on the season.
When you talk about way left front, way left front.
Yeah, and then 4th place was good enough to become the champ, the now 3-time champ for Cooper Webb. The family and team celebration, and another moving scene too was when his teammates and competitors congratulated him post-race. It was an honest, hard-fought fight that ended in Cooper Webb clinching the 450 title. It was a Sexton, Stewart, Cooper podium, but the headline, this man here, Cooper Webb.
I mean, the most impressive thing was him picking up that trophy.
Right.
One-handed.
Yeah. That thing, I can tell you, hey, that thing ain't light.
Yeah.
There's his mom and dad.
Happy Mother's Day present right there.
Yeah, Bobby and Trent. Seen them around a long time. Look at Brian Deegan giving them some kudos. Wow. Hey, Savachi, top 5. McElrath, 9th, recovering from that.
There was a good scrap going on too, and for championship points between Justin Hill and Dylan Ferrandis, and when McElrath fell and put himself back there as well. There was some good scraps going on that were not on the podium, but just a little deeper in the field.
Yeah, look at Dean Wilson. Yeah, 7th place right there for Honda. That was a great ride by him. Grandpa Earl held it down out there with a bad back.
And he was banged up. He told me after qualifying practice he had hurt his back early on. He was in some serious pain. Heck of a ride. There's Chiz.
Yep, top 15 for Kyle Chisholm. Out there, rode good. I'm sure it was an emotional night for him.
Oh, yeah.
I miss you out here full-time, Chiz, but great.
450 standings, Lee. Look at there.
Yeah, 2 the difference, 2 points the difference between Webb and Sexton in the end. We told you about Justin Cooper's climb up into 3rd with Ken Roxon being sidelined these past 2 and Malcolm Stewart 4th at the end.
Notables. Dylan Ferrandis, 7th in the championship.
Big.
Right? Justin Hill, another privateer. And Shane McElrath again on that quad lock Honda. Yep. That's very respectable.
Sure is.
Great ride for all those guys.
Yeah.
I want to remind you about the SMX playoff schedule leading into the World Championship finale. So playoff 1, September 6th, ZMAX Dragway, Charlotte, up there in Concord, North Carolina. Then the Dome at America's Center in St. Louis. Playoff 2 a week later. And then the following week, 3 in a row, it's in Las Vegas, the Strip at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the finale, where for the past 2 years, Hayden Deegan and Jet Lawrence have won both the 250 and 450 classes. They're going for the hat trick later this year, but there's still a whole lot more to come between now and then the entire Pro Motocross season.
You know, speaking, sorry about that, but I was just listening to Chase Sexton, his interview. Did you notice when he said there's 2 more titles on the line?
Yes.
That was great to hear. So you're talking about how much this means for these guys.
Going to be great for the Pro Motocross Championship. Come back. Be a pretty stacked field.
Yeah, a lot of riders coming back from injury.
These are the fun moments right here. All that hard work, dedication, not only for the rider, but the teams. You know, a lot of responsibility falls on them as well. Making sure keeping things together, keep improving.
So tired right now.
Well, this is the feeling that Hayden Deegan got to experience last weekend in Denver, Colorado. It's Cooper's moment now, but let's talk more about Hayden. He's with the guys.
Yeah, thank you, Lee. Hayden Deegan joining us. So you mentioned on the podium, you heard, maybe saw a little bit of the action behind you. We thought the way you ended up getting a title last week was crazy. I guess they're all crazy, because you heard that.
Yeah, definitely. I could see him from a lane over, and I knew they were going at it, because I'd see Seth pop up, I'd see Vial pop up. I was like, these dudes are getting into it, and I know they're going for it because it's for a championship. And all I hear was the crowd go wild. I'm like, oh, well, sucks to be whoever that was.
We came into this year, Hayden, really expecting you to dominate, right? Of course, Julian started off the season really strong. And even talking to Weege before Denver, you said you wanted to be more dominant. How motivated were you coming in today to prove that you're the best guy?
Yeah, I think that's where at the end of the season, I got a whole lot better than I started, and that was just working hard towards fixing the things that I made little mistakes preseason, and we ended up getting it pretty dialed. I mean, we just won this last round by 12 seconds, so we got it dialed when we needed to, but I feel like now we're starting to get the hang of it.
You're a two-time SMX 250 world champ. You're a motocross champ. Now you're a supercross champ. Has to feel good to get that one under your belt.
Yeah, 100%. This one was it hurt me for a minute. Lost it 2 years in a row, second place. So I wanted this really bad this year, and I was gonna do anything for it. So yeah, we got it, and now on the outdoors.
And now this one's off the list. 450s next year, 2026.
I know I'm gonna defend this Supercross title, and then yeah, maybe outdoors is a good plan. Yeah.
Love it. What was the switch actually? You started a little bit slow, obviously Anaheim won, and then you really got rolling. What was the switch kind of halfway through Supercross? Seemed like you really locked in.
Yeah, I was working with BT and Christian preseason, and I was trying to get my technique better, and I feel like I lacked a little bit of the intensity and motos, and that's where we changed kind of a couple races in to go back to Swanee, and I just locked in and just hit the work in as I did years past, where it's just hard work is going to win. That's how I was basing it, and just doing those motos, and I really just did off hard work.
And are you a guy when things aren't going great? Is it easy for you to doubt yourself? You don't seem like that type of guy. It seems like you're kind of pretty confident with yourself all the time. Is that correct?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I come to the starting line thinking I'm the fastest every time, but to be honest, I mean, it does get pretty depressing. I mean, it's still a sport. You're an athlete. You're human. Losing and knowing you can win, and then you go out there and lose, it does get depressing. It sucks, and that makes you just work harder, and I got to use that feel, and I'm still human, so I still feel human things.
A pretty funny story. I saw your mom today. She was not there last week because it wasn't expected that you were going to win the title. So now will there be a celebration, a proper one?
Yeah, we'll go have some fun in the pit, spray some champagne, but yeah, she missed it. She didn't think I was going to win that title last week, and I had to get her a win for Mother's Day, a nice win, so we made up for it.
And we went straight to the Lambo dealership last week?
Yeah, I literally landed home and I drove right to go pick up a Lambo. That was it.
Nice, nice.
Love it. Love it.
Wow. Last thing, your team, this is 2 out of the 3 titles with Cooper Webb winning, and there are some similarities. We talk about the grittiness of Coop. We say that with you, but I feel like your team has a whole edge. So talk about how your personality meshes with them, because they're always looking for that last 1%.
Yeah, 100%. Bobby sat me down with some of the team guys, and they're like, dude, you got to win. Like, you have to go demoralize these guys. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna try. And he's like, you have to skim the whoops every lap, and I ended up doing that in the main event. That's just the big thing. He's like, you will win if you skim the whoops. So I had to skim the whoops, which gets a little scary sometimes when they're all beat up. But yeah, I mean, my team takes no crap, and they're on my butt all the time. So even though you're winning championships, they still treat you like you're not, and they want you to keep getting better.
I got a funny one. I asked Bobby, and he said there won't be a celebration under here if he starts jumping whoops. We're not celebrating anything.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Oh, he hates jumping whoops. Like, if you jump whoops, you might as well. Sometimes you might even get close to hanging your bike up for the night.
Oh wow. Well, you didn't, so you're good. So go and celebrate with the team. Thanks for the time, Hayden.
Thank you.
Danger Boy. We'll get it back for Pro Motocross. Send it back up to Lee, and we'll show you some highlights. 250s.
Well, as far as 250s are concerned, the day got off to a pretty wild start, which set the tone for the rest of the day. This was a shocking scene. Cole Davies just lost his momentum and got hit by Jordan Smith. This is very graphic, and needless to say that Cole Davies was seriously injured. He's off at hospital. And he did not compete tonight, and Jordan Smith tried to, but he couldn't either. So with the 250 West Division clinch last week in the hands of Hayden Deegan, it was all focus on 250 East. 3 riders, 3 points separating them: Tom Vial, Seth Hammaker, and RJ Hampshire. How would this play out? Well, we couldn't believe what we saw right down to the end. And to make it even better, to finish the year off in typical style, East-West showdown, and Danger Boy got a flyer of a start.
right around the outside. And I loved how they were going on the takeoff of the landing of the finish line. That was really cool. You're able to use that speed, didn't have to brake too hard. And if you don't like what you see from Danger Boy right here, you ain't gonna like the rest of the laps, because he took the win by storm.
He took it by storm too, and then the battle was on. You know, Tom Vial was up in second, Seth was there, and then it was, Julian getting around, you know, Seth Hammaker for third place. And at one point, it was kind of like the 450, and Cooper Webb and teammates looked like Tom was holding him up. Julian was able to eventually get by him, and then really the race was Julian goes up the inside. And then the real championship battle, it started.
So Hammaker trying to make his way forward. Hampshire trying to make his way forward. Hammaker had a clear view now at title rival Tom Vial. And this is where we knew things were going to start to get a little spicy.
Definitely Hammaker was the fastest guy, and that was a really good pass. It could have been way dirtier, but tactical. He didn't lose any time. Yeah, just a really quality pass by the defending champ, Tom Vial. But Vial messed up this rhythm lane a couple times, and RJ's going to get by him, and then this is when the fireworks start to happen, James.
Yeah, you can see Tom, like, the things were starting to get to him, a few mistakes, and he just saw those guys going away. And RJ got a bad start, so he did a good job making his way up. And then it was, you know, Seth trying to get around his teammate and Tom Vial. And you would just think that he would kind of maybe lead, you know, kind of lead those guys along, but he didn't. And he went on the inside, really aggressive pass. Seth did a great job, Ricky, and not going down, losing one hand. Just kind of wondered on that one.
Incredible save.
Hammaker said afterwards, I shouldn't have left myself exposed like that. So he reminded Beaumaire, hey, I didn't really appreciate that move, and gave him one back. But looming large in the background, that rock star Husqvarna of RJ Hampshire.
Yeah, that helped those guys. It helped RJ close in, and you know, you wouldn't think if Julian would have got around, or Seth would have been able to get around, maybe it wouldn't have been that close. But then here it is. RJ goes for the throat and cleans them both out, Ricky.
He does, and you can see he set him up in that corner after the whoops, turned down early, and just the momentum there. You know, everything is happening so fast. It would be very easy to get caught in the hype and get caught in the emotions of what's going down. You see your championship guy right in front of you, and unfortunately he took the load down.
In his own zip code, out in front, Hayden Deegan, after getting that hole shot, he led gate drop to checkered flag. However, the story wasn't done, because Hammaker really tried hard to reel Tom Vial in. It wouldn't happen. Vial successfully defended his 250 East Division Championship, and I think was a little bit shocked at the end. The gate was open, and he just rode right on through it to go back to back. A lot like fellow Frenchman Dylan Ferrandis did back in 1920, a lot like Chase Sexton did on the East in 1920. It was a Deegan, Beaumaire, Vial podium. And that was what got Tom Vial his second Monster Energy AMA 250 East Division title.
Pretty much just like his season, as he mentioned, just up and down, and maybe looked like he was going to be out. He ends up your champion. Never give up.
There's a celebration between the West champ and the 450 champ. Good times. What a great moment for this race team. Again, powerhouse organization.
That's a sea of blue. Yes, the Blue Crew got it done. They won the manufacturer's title and winning the 450 and 250 West Division. Reflection on that last East-West showdown of the year. What a race. Just surprised us all the way until the very end.
Yeah, it was a great season for it. I love the fight I see for all those guys. I mean, RJ, tough break, but at the end of the day, you know, you get Tom Vial just sticking with it. And when times looked like it was over, he stayed with it. Seth Hammaker, what a great season he has. He's going to be out here for Pro Motocross as well. But at the end of the day, that one Tom Vial was able to back it up. Great season.
I think if you're Seth Hammaker, I mean, as an overall, that's as good as a win. I know he didn't get the championship, but I mean, that's just absolutely incredible how he transformed his career. Hard to do.
But look at this blowout. 32 points between Deegan and Beaumaire, when you consider the 450 title was decided by 2 and the 250 East was decided by 3. I mean, that shows you the difference between the 3 championships that we have just thoroughly enjoyed over the course of this year thus far.
Especially if you consider how the West started for Hayden.
Yes, exactly.
For him to, and he ended up having the biggest margin of championship.
So everybody gets a well-deserved break. Well, at least a weekend away from traveling. 2 weeks' time, Fox Raceway in Pala, California. Pro Motocross launches in. Remember, we always remind ourselves and remind you guys that it's 31 rounds is the SMX World Championship. 17 Supercross, 11 Pro Motocross, then the 3 playoff races culminating in the finale. So as we turn the page to Pro Motocross, what are you looking for first up?
Well, I'm glad that there's a lot of riders, athletes coming back. We talk about the Lawrence brothers, right? And that's going to be certainly exciting. Hopefully ET will be back, and the 250 guys, got a few more guys coming back into the series. And listen, man, hard work pays off in the Pro Motocross Championship. I hope that the races go really well. I hope everyone stays healthy, and it's fun to watch. And remember, they're building their points to the SMX playoffs, and that's going to be super, super important, especially for the guys who are injured in Supercross.
You excited? You excited about the summer ahead?
Oh yeah, I'm excited to be there every weekend, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I always look forward to the beginning of motocross, really watching this 250 class, because you get some of the rookies that's coming in that didn't race the Supercross season, and you know, but this year I'm looking forward to the 450 with all those guys coming back. So who knows? I mean, we're going to have some races where you're going to have Hayden Deegan so dominant like he was tonight, but can't wait for a couple weeks in Paula to see what this guy brings, all of them.
Well, let's have a look at the schedule, and because again, weekend off, so May 24th, Fox Raceway gets it going all the way through to Budds Creek, and then the SMX playoffs kick off in North Carolina, which has now become a traditional spot. And before we say farewell, JT, what you got for us?
Hey guys, well, 17 rounds done and dusted, and 3 champions crowned. And to reflect on those championships and how different they all were, you noted the 32-point difference for Deegan and Beaumare, and of course we lost Cole Davies today for a little bit, but he'll be back. And you know, I'm thinking about that 250 East Championship, and it ended right here in this corner. And of course, there's so much racing that goes on, but you think about how dynamic this corner was when RJ went in, knocked Seth Hamaker down. And for Tom Vial, you think about what his thought process had to be in the laps leading up to that. And then RJ goes in there, they both go down, and everything changes in an instant. And the ramifications of that, what are going to happen now? Because Tom Vial, by rule, he's going to have to move to the 450 class. He's won 2 championships in a row, and there's such a ripple effect of one pass that's going to change and dictate the legacy and future of these riders. And that's what Monster Energy Supercross is about. Find me a sport that is this unpredictable and this uncertain every time we tune in on a Saturday. I'll wait. And that's the last message I have for you on this Supercross season is this is the best sport on the planet. We watched it tonight, and we had more proof of it. And we're going to have more proof of this sport in 2 more weeks.
And great work this season, mate, and you're only just getting going with Pro Motocross kicking off in 2 weeks' time. We congratulate our champions, Cooper Webb, Hayden Deegan, Tom Vial. It's given us, as we said earlier in the broadcast, it's been a season to remember for so many reasons. And remember that unprecedented 19 different winners on the season. That hasn't happened in 50 years of Supercross racing, which is pretty cool when you think about the talent pool that we have to enjoy this sport each and every week. And you get to enjoy it at home thanks to these amazing athletes and teams. And I want to give a shout out to our production team. From our producer, Chris Bond, Jeff Manhart, our director, everybody from NBC Sports, and the men and women on our team who work in hot conditions, windy conditions, mud like in Foxborough at Gillette. Thank you to you guys for everything that you do to bring this sport to life each and every week. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for a great Supercross season. We're going to leave you with some images just to soak it up a little more. For the first time in 2025, here we go. Joe Shimoda wins in A1. Malcolm Stewart goes down.
I don't know how I survived.
Chase Sexton, first A1 win.
Feels pretty good.
San Diego 250 West, Julian Beaumare, you're a race winner. 450 main is on. Eli Tomac
Tonight in Anaheim, it's time to bring the revs up. Going for the move, and he's got it. Hayden Deegan wins.
It all comes crashing down there.
Jet Lawrence back on top. What's going to happen in round 4?
You'll be disappearing.
No! Jet Lawrence, what has happened?
Walk away from the wreck.
Cole Davies wins. Cole Davies does it again. 4th professional race.
Super impressive.
Back in Tampa, and the gates are down.
Post-apocalyptic.
The 250 East, Max Anstey grabs that first check-in of the year. Eli Tomac's left foot. Oh, Thunder Lawrence. One more lap, Malcolm.
Listen to this crowd.
Malcolm Stewart is a 450 winner.
I won't stay down. I'm gonna be the last one standing, the last one laughing, the last one. I mean, I'll be the strongest, the fastest, but I'll be the longest lasting, last one standing. And all I have to do is get up one more time than you. Wait until the war is won. I will be the last one.
Levi Gibson wins Detroit. Oh, Sexton stuck in the gate. Cooper Webb his first win of 2025. Sexton last to 3rd to hold on to a piece of the point lead.
Holding on to their last hope as the enemy's approaching.
Triple Crown begins here in Arlington.
Could be my last chance now. I'm living in the moment. Guns loaded.
Deegan, big comeback, winning race 1. Hayden Deegan wins again. Hayden Deegan takes Texas.
Open your eyes, find out what happens next. See who you're up
Oh, and now the overall. What's it gonna be?
Your match, it's over when everything is vaporized. Your final hour is getting closer.
Here in Daytona, Chase Sexton just flew out. Oh, and Sexton, it's Roxon's night.
I won't stay down. I'm gonna be the last one standing.
RJ Hampshire wins in Daytona.
I'll be the strongest, the fastest, but I'll be the longest lasting, last one standing. And all I have to do is get up one more time than you. Wait until the war is won. I will be the last one.
Seth Hammaker.
Look at that.
Indianapolis is going to be your new favorite place. Bosch is under pressure, and Cooper Webb victorious in Indy. Triple Crown evening here in Birmingham. Nate Thrasher's night. Inside, takes the front end out from Anderson. Chase Sexton wins the overall. Seattle,
Career first win for the New Zealander Cole Davies. Webb attacks from the inside. Sexton runs out of room again, and Webb wins Seattle.
That was absolute slugfest.
Horrendous conditions, and we've already got one down. Chance Hymas, the 19-year-old from Idaho.
I'm gonna be the last one standing, the last one laughing.
Cole Davies wins back-to-back races. Chase Sexton in Philadelphia.
Last one standing, and all I have to do is get up one more time than you. Wait until the war is won. I will be the last one.
Here in Pittsburgh, Tom Field gets that elusive victory. Cooper Webb in Pittsburgh.
I will be the last one.
12 the difference between Webb and Sexton. Deegan slams Cole Davies.